pull this up here shortly. Yeah. I'm gonna pull this up here shortly. Alright. So some of the stats and numbers, looking at it, we'll pull it up. We'll try to get it on the screen here. You know, it's a big swing by a really ground-shaking, monumentous act here. I'm gonna pull this up here shortly. The Bahamas has not ever had something happen to this magnitude. Here shortly. All right. So obviously reports are coming out slow. This we want to make sure that everybody's safe coming in, dealing with the team or the event there. Numbers, looking at it. We'll pull it up. We'll try to get it on the screen here. For those of you tuning in, you can hear me here. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. On AB2C Broadcasting. We're on YouTube as well. We'll be sending that link around as well. Ever had something happen to this magnitude. They'll be sending that link around. Getting some stats, pulling up some stats. All of the contests, you know, team or event there. Looking at it. We'll pull it up. We'll try to get it on the screen here. FIBA America pre-qualifying event, pre-qualifying tournament. On Instagram, on AB2C Broadcasting, we're on. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that just happened. We'll be sending that absolutely once-in-a-lifetime thing. Unbelievable what just happened. Can't even put it into words. The underdog. All the contests, you know, the underdog Bahamas team. You know, nobody, despite the NBA players that are part of this, assumed or thought that this was possible. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that just happened. Absolutely once-in-a-lifetime thing. What more can you say? It's happening now. It's happening. It's already happened. Can't even put it into words. The underdog. Definitely an event for the ages. All the contests, you know, the underdog Bahamas team. You know, nobody, despite the... For those of you tuning in with all the Heyman brand, we got some numbers up. Just want to talk about this game, talk about this historic moment. Got some stats up we're going to pull up in a second. Before we get to that, what more can you say? It's happening now. It's happening. You know, and it was for all the marbles. Just so full, you know, it was a direct knockout. It was you win or go home. And the Bahamas did win. Bahamas advances to the next round. This being the monumentous moment. The absolutely monumentous moment that if you lose, you know, it's big for so many reasons. Because one, have to give credit where credit is due, off the court and on the court. But off the court first you got for making this possible. But then secondly, you know, the group, the people in sports to put this all together, getting these groups of guys together, the system that's working for everybody seems to be a free-flowing, loose basketball style of play that's working for everybody. Definitely a positive thing. Seems to be working well for the guys there, but definitely the administration and the sports people in the Bahamas for getting all of that there. Just so you know, these things are not cheap to get anybody to commit their time to doing this. The history of this previously Not sure, and probably the older generation might say they had this in the bag, or this would have happened before, but never before have the Bahamas ever had this much high-level NBA or professional European talent on the team. Going down the roster, former number one pick, DeAndre Ayton. Definitely a positive thing. NBA draft pick Buddy Hield, number 6 overall. Eric Gordon, I think, was number 10. Former Division One players, or Division One caliber players, or professional players. Kentwan Smith, Gavin Clark, formerly at University of Akron, Jerron Burroughs at formerly UIPI, that's in Indiana or Indianapolis. Rashard Davis with University of Texas, formerly at University of Texas, Arlington. Franco Miller now currently at Florida Gulf Coast. So definitely a big performance by all of them, by all of the people involved, all the people putting in their part. Overseas Pro, All Bahamian Brand Player of the Year. Back in his time, 2016, I want to say, was definitely a part of all of it. Had a big part to play, and everybody had their role in respective places. But not a Bridgewater, but everybody contributing, chipping in, being as integral to this team win this great opportunity as they all could be. So, like I said, going down the roster, got to talk about what's going to happen moving forward. What are the opportunities for this team and this group? Of course, everybody's going to come out and say, hey, this could have been happening a long time ago, but the timing is now. The best opportunity is now. So, the best opportunity is now. And, glad the Bahamas could capitalize on that moment. On this moment. So, integral to this team win this great definitely so. Thank you for your comments here. Thank you for your words. Everybody interested in coming on and want to talk some basketball, want to give their 2 cents on it. We had Coach Yo from Mississippi on there. We have Coach Billy Austin, basketball historian, been a part of it in his own right. During his time. Would be interesting to have him on and get his viewpoints on this. Simply because, not sure on how this team stacks up against the history. Kind of want to put some of that history to bed. Kind of want to just get that insight or that aspect of everything. All involved, all a part of it. So, just definitely good to know. Good to have those people on. Want to also say, condolences and resting to some people that have passed, that have played their part or did their thing relative to support and build Bahamas basketball to what it is. On how this team stacks up against kind of want to put some of that history. Namely, Peter Gilcood, Michael Scooter Reed. Sorry, forgive me if I forget anybody, but everybody's contributed to this successful parts of Bahamian basketball, getting to this climax and this height. So yeah, just kind of finally paving the way and putting things in place. Gonna look at some stats here in a second. Gonna go over this roster a little bit more. Gonna talk about potential changes. Things that might be coming up real soon. Tom Nairn, of course, Garvin Clark, David Nesbitt, being a consummate teammate here. Coach's decision, but when he got in, or when he did play in this event, still did his best. And then, of course, Damon's on the coaching staff. Coach DeMarco, Moses Johnson and Mikael McLean, former basketball player in his own right at the University of Houston. Looking at the numbers, looking at the numbers here. You know, things that might be coming up real soon. I'm going to post this. Looking at the numbers of what we see. This is just generally a brief snapshot of what happened. You know, the Bahamas team has just been on a tear. It's been on an absolute tear. Able to shoot the basketball lights out. As you can see up here, for those of you looking, Mikael McLean, former basketball player, just a great performance overall by Team Bahamas basketball in the box score. Shot the ball extremely well. I'm gonna post this. They shot the basketball extremely well throughout this tournament. At one point in time, there's not one team that I can ever say that I have saw at any level, from top to bottom, shoot 80% from the field, 85% from the free throw line, 58 close to 60% at the free throw, at the 2-point line, and then definitely shooting almost close to high 49% on the 2-point line. Sorry, the 3-point line. So it's just definitely a historic moment here for basketball for the Bahamas, the English-speaking Caribbean countries, the Caribbean in general. Yeah. Got Coach Smith just joined us. Coach Smith, can you hear me? How's it going? Not sure if I can hear you. 2-point line. And then, can you hear me? Definitely shooting almost 40. Not sure we get the sound going, but 49% on the 2-point line. Might have to bring him back on. We get it going for our next report. Yeah. So, but just generally here, as we get into some stats and numbers, we're gonna bring that up to the forefront here to see here. For those of you that can look at this, the final score: 82 to 75. Here you go. You can see that here. For those of you looking, 82-75. The Bahamas defeats Argentina. The Bahamas defeats Argentina. For those of you looking at this, 82-75. 82-75. Classic, historic basketball in the making. 82-75. Argentina, number 4 in the world, loses. We're gonna bring to the forefront here to see here. For those of you that can look at this, the final score: the Bahamas 300 and some, almost. Let's just say 400,000 for the sake of argument. People beating a country of almost 54 million people. The Bahamas could probably fit into Argentina, maybe I'd say 20, at least 1,000 times almost, based on spatial land area. But the gentlemen here, hats off to them, putting their best effort on the floor tonight, and not just winning this matchup, winning the game before convincingly after being down by 18 in the other matchup. So it's pretty solid here, pretty solid win for the Bahamas, beating them handily, pulling it out. If this was a aggregate or tighter score type of thing, not sure if the Bahamas would have been able to pull it out, because the Bahamas have never, to this point, ever beat the Argentina. So, looking at some scores, kind of going to make this bigger here for those of you looking at it to see Of course, you see the bulk of the minutes being played by the high-level players, or everybody a high-level player, but the professionals, the NBA guys, or guys that are right around that tier. You got DeAndre Ayton did start off a little bit sluggish, but finished solid. Consistently solid. Phoenix Suns, you got to do something about that. Maybe got to talk about some utilization. The guy definitely showed his ability to make the mid-range jump shot, and of course the rebound. Like nobody else had 20 rebounds, probably in the game, but definitely not this game when it mattered most. DeAndre Ayton in 37 minutes, 55 seconds, basically the entire contest. FIBA basketball only plays 40 minutes. Left it all on the floor, 10 points, 16 defensive rebounds. You know, at that size, being keyed up, everybody gearing and keying on him. Of course, you know, the games he's been having. Obviously, everybody want a double team or, you know, going back and forth. A lot of physical play. For those of you that don't know, you know, the level of physicality as far as basketball is concerned definitely is something a lot. Definitely a part of, you know, the style of play of most European, not European, but South American teams. You know, what we might call a foul is probably not going to be called a foul. Just being honest with you, it's not going to be called a foul. So, you're going to have to play through that. So, just to see the fact that Ayton can go out here and get 20 rebounds in a game that basically threatens the whole entire balance of the basketball and power shift of a whole entire continent or country is big. It's huge. You know, giving his most, giving his all, and doing the most when it's needed most. So 21 rebounds, 10 points, 5 of 14 from the 2. Doesn't matter. Double-double. He's walking double-double. This is what he does every game. You know, even at the NBA level, so we don't expect it to be nothing here, but definitely going above and beyond to get that done here. Go down next, Buddy Hield. 37 minutes, 39, basically entire game as well. Finished with 15 points, 5 of 17. Shot 2 for 11 from the line, but definitely made all of his free throws 3 of 3. And had 5 rebounds and was efficient to the tune of 8. So, yeah, definitely the man of the match, though. Definitely the man of the event, the guy that made the big difference here. All of the guys made a defensive difference. But Eric Gordon, 27 points in 34 minutes. 8 of 13, efficient, solid. Doesn't do nothing that he doesn't supposed to do. Keeps it standard, keeps it regular. Just consistent. To have almost 30 points on 13 shots, 6 or 7, that's huge. You know, 85%. He is a three-point shootout champion at the NBA level. And, you know, interesting fact, the Bahamas is the only place on the face of the earth that would potentially have 3 three-point shooting champions on one team. Obviously now, definitely not. USA basketball is definitely not going to give up Klay Thompson. Absolutely not. It would be too much here. You know, USA basketball is definitely not going to give up Klay Thompson now. But, sorry, I can't speak for them. But I'd be surprised if they did. To have 3, the Bahamas would be the only place in the world to have 3 three-point shooting champions on one roster. Eric Gordon being one, Buddy Hield winning it back in 2019, and Klay Thompson won it, probably didn't even miss 4 shots when he did just recently. But just back to tonight's performance, Eric Gordon, 6 of 7, 85% to do that in this game as a 15-year veteran. I remember it's funny story when Eric Gordon came to the Bahamas back when he was younger. I remember us playing basketball, and I remember his father saying, no, just focus on the ground game. You know, if you can't get a layup, if you can't get to the rim and get a good shot up, then don't shoot it. I remember that. And that obviously, that discipline, shout outs to EG, Big Pop, Eric Gordon Sr., for instilling that here in his son. And obviously, the whole entire world is watching. There was not another game of basketball at this time that we know of. Checking all the other channels and everything else, not really nothing of this magnitude going on. So the entire world was watching this game. And Eric Gordon stepped up to the spotlight, efficient, 61% shooting. Actually made more threes than he did twos. So 6 or 7 from the 3, 2 or 6 from the 2. Made all but one of his free throws. So just efficient when it mattered most. One shy of probably 30 points. Didn't need it. 27 points. 27 points. Got on the glass, grabbed the rebound, got a few assists out there as well. But definitely played big, played his heart out. And then a guy that should be a pro, most people don't know, is a professional basketball player, but is also a professional overseas in France. So just as far as leagues and levels, the Bahamas team doesn't have a professional league, but most of the top level Bahamian players are able to play at the highest professional level. Travis Munnings from Freeport, Grand Bahama, actually had workouts with the Spurs and the Hornets and a couple other professional NBA teams. You know, just to make a case for this right here, right now, Travis Munnings should be in the NBA. I mean, probably made a choice. I don't really see from looking at these stats and his performance the entire time of this whole entire event. Like let's go by a process of elimination or comparison before we get into the numbers. Travis Munnings averaged double figures for the entire event. Been big on the defensive side. Definite 3-and-D guy. 6'6", 6'7", can handle, can rebound, can shoot. Probably picked up the slack defensively without fouling. Didn't turn the ball over. 1 turnover tonight. Efficient. 11 efficiency without a lot of touches. 5 of 10 overall shooting. Finished with 16 points. Grabbed a rebound. A big offensive rebound at that. Shot 2 of 3 from 2 and 3 of 7 from 3. Also made his free throws 3 of 5, 60% from the free throw line. So definitely a influential guy. Now, by comparison, Argentina, doing this against Argentina. Argentina has 7 former NBA or current NBA players on their team. Gabriel Deck probably is going to be there real soon. But Campazzo has been there. Delfino's been there. Juan Fernandez has been there. Been to the NBA. And whoever else. Brusino. Argentina team stacked with talent. Top to bottom, NBA level talent. So it's not like, oh no, it's not like one of those times where you say, no, well, I wasn't really trying, that's why we lost. No, they were trying. They put their best group on the floor that they could. Obviously, Ginobili's in the Hall of Fame. He's not going to play. Pablo Prigioni, who's the coach now of the Argentina team. Hats off to him and his great group. But definitely, and simply put, this is a big win, and Travis Munnings has been big this entire tournament, and then this win. Travis Munnings definitely deserves, come on, somebody listen to all our NBA contacts and our professional contacts. This guy needs a 10-day, he needs a 2-way, Come on, make the money right, make it happen. Because look at this production. Again, in 33 minutes, basically 34 minutes, obviously 10-minute quarters, 16 points, efficient 5 of 10, didn't turn the ball over, had a couple assists, grabbed the rebound, and then the efficiency overall of 11. So definitely a positive thing here for Bahamian basketball and for Travis Money's. Kenton Smith, the cousin of the best female basketball player in the world, Jonquel Jones. Most people don't know that, but Kenton Smith coming up big off of the bench, off the pine. Actually, I mean, he might have started, but either way, been up and down, giving spurts, in and out in his minutes, but been consistently solid all the way through. 5 points in 22 minutes, playing the next best minutes as a starter. Professional overseas, still playing. I remember he actually played basketball out of St. George's back in 2011, 2012. So he's still having a career, still showing that he's effective on and off the floor. Efficiency is 7. Only shot 5 times, made 2 of them. Rebounded the ball, played defense, did whatever the team needed to make them win. Big thing here, big guy here, making his presence felt, improving his stock, boosting his stock. Definitely Franco Miller, coming out the same year as Dominic Bridgewater, our All Bahamian brand player of the year from Freeport. Out of that group, those 3 years was Dominic Bridgewater out of New Providence, out of the public school, or the government school. Adam Johnson out of the private school, and then Franco Miller out of the Freeport League. Franco Miller being played a year there, definitely did a year of prep in his up in Crestwood in Canada, and then made his game grow by leaps and bounds. So probably just took the opportunity coming out of the Tabernacle Falcons. Probably the most recruitingest school out of Freeport, but we quiet on that one right now. But and actually, his younger brother Aiden Miller has already been offered a Division I scholarship, so definitely a basketball family. And by the way, Dad was a pretty good player, national team player, played at college level himself. But Franco Miller tonight and yesterday, coming off the bench, when he got his minutes, when he got in the game, got right to it. Got to Heaton, Hibachi, right away. 13 minutes, 9 points, probably had 13 yesterday, 4-7, efficient, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 or 4 from 2, got a couple rebounds, picking a foul, of course, a smart foul there at the end or in the middle of the game. One turnover at Florida Gulf Coast right now. At a second stop, had made a change of scenery. Obviously, went to Ole Miss out of high school. Out of prep school. But is at Florida Gulf Coast. I don't see if a guy can do this against. I don't get into people's personal coaching decisions or whatever that might be. But if it was me, and if a guy can do this against 7 NBA pros, I don't see why I wouldn't utilize that. I honestly don't see why I wouldn't utilize that or maximize that in this situation. So, Franco Miller, big performances here in this tournament against NBA level competition. Like, don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. Every team has had a top level pro or close to it or up and coming pro out of this. No cakewalk here. Rashad Davis coming off the bench, Dominic Bridgewater coming off the bench, Jerron Burroughs in his spell minutes, 15-year pro out of IUPUI. Came in and just did whatever you want to do what he had to do, to help lead the team to victory and be a positive plus or spark. Jerron still owe me some money, but, I guess he got it back in goal tonight by winning and helping this Bahamas team win the gold for an advance to the next round. Garvin Clark, formerly University of Akron, point guard extraordinaire. Just did what it takes to win. Hustle plays. One of the best defenders between him and Lou Rawls' name, Coach Nairn. Tom Nairn, 18 minutes. Wasn't easy chasing Campazzo. Campazzo was a pro. Probably a legend in Argentine basketball, just being simply and generally put, that his effort and energy tonight and throughout this entire tournament, to be honest with you, has definitely been a big plus. So, Buddy Hield at the line at the end of the game. For those of you who don't want to spoil it for anybody, but go and watch it. Go and take a look at it. For those of you joining us in just recently, Buddy Hield at the line, sealing it to put it away. And it's funny, when I met Shavano, he actually was the ball boy or the manager for Shavano was actually the ball boy manager or the last guy on the end of the bench for Sir Jack Hayward. I remember TJ Nesbitt and Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams, big jumping jack. You had a couple other guys on that team. Definitely a championship caliber team. One of the best teams in the entire Bahamas at the time. Buddy Hield, Chester Griffin was above him. Kipling Fowler. Definitely a good squad, coached by then at Ivan Butler. I remember when I met him, I was in the foyer or the main out, in the front out at Kendall G. Eliza's Gymnasium. And I remember he stood and he saw us talking, and I figured who he was. Someone give us a little tip. Yeah, this guy can play. He's young, brash, talks a lot. But I remember him saying this to me like it was yesterday. He said, "My name is Shavano, and I'm going to the NBA." He's like, "Really? Oh, really? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna drop 30 tonight." He just said that calmly to me, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drop 30 tonight." So okay, yeah, go ahead. Let me see what you do then. I said, "What do you mean?" And he didn't drop 30. He had 29, but he did hit the game winner. Jack Hayward did win the Providence Holiday Classic, which was around Christmas time in New Providence, over C.I. Gibson in their own tournament. So, man's been clutch. He's been doing his thing there in Indiana. They're Indiana Pacers, and he seals it tonight. Finally and fitting. So, 82-75, the Bahamas wins. So, that's a big part of history. Huge part of history. First ever. First ever. I'd say English-speaking team to beat Argentina. Argentina, the number 4 in the world. Like, that's it. It's Spain, United States, you got Australia, and then you have Spain. Like, this is high, rare air for Bahamas, and not just only for the Bahamas, but Caribbean basketball in general. Ascending to the top of qualifying for the Olympics. Like, what else can you say? Today is the 20th of August, 2023. We did make a post about 2011 about this all happening, this all coming together. I just wanted to come online and kind of say that we were a part of this. That thank God for the inspiration to be able to say this, or to speak this, or to be a part of this, to see this coming. So moving forward, what's next? We've been hearing talks about people joining this squad and being a part of this. Before we do that, though, just want to let you know, please, if you haven't had your chance, go and grab this. The link is in the description. The link is on our page. Like, share, and subscribe to our page on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, take a look at this book, the Bahamian Basketball Yearbook 2022. Brand new off the presses, just for you. Just for you. Get your copy on Amazon. For all you college coaches, professionals, whatever else it might be, this is what you need. This is what you need. Everybody's in here. Everything's in here. The next one, notes and news on the next big one is in here. This is what you need. It's going to be the best money you ever spent for your program. Grab you one today. Don't do it for us. Do it for you. Do it for your program. Be selfish on this one. Get yourself a copy of the Bahamian Basketball Yearbook. So moving forward, what's next? Moving forward, just discussing that. Wanna talk on that regard. Kind of want to make it known as far as what the stats are. We just went over that, but you definitely want to, like I said, grab you a copy of this. Get you a copy of the Bahamian Basketball Yearbook. It's all on Amazon. What you need, it's what you need to kind of know, to know where you want to go with this. So before we wrap up, we'll be back on with our reports, as you know, keeping you abreast on not just the Bahamas, the entire Caribbean. I'm your host, Tony Bahama. Just because it's Tony Bahama don't mean I don't service the entire Caribbean. But Tony Bahama, the voice of Caribbean and international basketball. We do play-by-play. We do events. We do marketing management. Please reach out to us. Let us bring some pizzazz to your event, some panache. Make your event get to where it need to be. We definitely want to be a part of that process of growing international and Caribbean and international basketball. So please hit us up. Send us a message. Link in the description. AB2C Broadcasting, the All Bahamian brand. Final thoughts on all of this. Had some people want to join, want to come in, but definitely going to be moving forward. What does the Bahamas have to do moving forward? The competition is going to get tougher. The Bahamas has shown that resolve to be a part of the positive process of development and getting better. Things might change a little bit with the season upcoming, the NBA season. I haven't seen 3 guys going, but it might fall during a time when the Bahamas has an opportunity to maybe get them out, or some window to get them involved. So one of those couple players, potential additions, want to discuss that or talk about that. Maybe the team's going to stay like how it is. Who knows? But there's a list. We have a database of that information. You can sign on. You can log on, get you a copy. Like, again, this Bahamian Basketball Yearbook is going to get you the information you want on who you need to. Other countries have purchased this and been a part of this. So the scouts, every NBA team, every college team is definitely needs a copy of that. But Klay Thompson obviously is a potential candidate to be a part of this. His brother, Michael Thompson, on the bench and a part of this, probably in administrative or coaching capacity. Obviously, the uniforms, Anta, or sponsors, or Lightning, stand corrected. Anta or Lightning, one of the 2 companies that are sponsored by, I want to say Anta or Lightning. Which one? Don't hold me to that. Correct. I'm stand corrected. But the Thompson brand, Klay Thompson, and could be a potential addition. Would have to do some clearance. Would have to be some finagling by Bahamas basketball and USA basketball to get him to be a part of that. Not really sure if USA basketball would want to give that up. I'm like I said, I don't know how these things all work. I mean, I do know how these things work, but I can't speak for USA basketball. But I definitely, assuredly know that USA basketball probably is going to maybe think twice about letting Clay go to come and be a part of probably the best, the most high-powered, best shooting backcourt in the history of international basketball. I would be well surprised, to be honest with you, if USA basketball let Klay Thompson go. Maybe he could ask for his release. Maybe he has asked for his release. Who knows? Nobody knows. That's the situation going on there. But you mean to tell me that basically it would be the 2017 Golden State Warriors on the international stage, representing all in a Caribbean uniform. So, Klay Thompson, like I said, three-point shootout champion. Buddy Hield, three-point shootout champion. And Eric Gordon, clutch tonight, made more threes than twos, 6 to 7, 27 points. Three-point shootout champion as well. You mean to tell me you're going to let that's going to get on the floor? Like nobody's going to be able to help. Then you put Ayton down there in the middle. And again, potential additions would be Kai Jones. Kai Jones looking at potentially a contract year here with the Charlotte Hornets. One of the most athletic players probably in the NBA. Definitely around that top upper tier. Rebound run, great attitude, great team guy. Doesn't need much shots. You're gonna, that's scary. Then of course, the Mobley brothers. Evan Mobley, number 2 pick about 2-3 years ago. The big man in Cleveland. Him and his brother, both NBA caliber guys. His brother just recently dominated the NBA Summer League this past summer. Was out there. Not out there, but out there in Vegas. Had good numbers. Put the two of those on the back line, along with Ayton and Kai. A solid young core of backline guys, plus the best shooting trio ever assembled in international basketball. That's scary. Wow. So the Bahamas is definitely trending up, heading in the right direction. If they can get it all done, if we can get it all done, get it all squared. So, yeah, that's definitely a positive thing when and if this all materializes. So, that's about it for all the time we got today. Again, like, share, subscribe. AB2C Broadcasting, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Get your copy of the Baby Basketball Yearbook. It's on Amazon. Ships directly to you. Every college scout, about half of all the NBA subscribes and needs a copy of this. All the overtime people, everybody else, Ignite is here. Just waiting on you. Just waiting on you to grab your copy. But we thank God for the insight to kind of call this or say this or the thought. This has been a long time coming. And it's only greater and better things to come and to go. So I think that's it. Kind of made that point clear here. Again, just as a recap. Tonight, the 20th of August, 2023. Wow. A country of 300,000 people defeating a country of 300,000 people defeating a country of 45 million people. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Never before seen, never before done. Not sure it's probably going to be done again. Nobody knows. But history definitely in the making, or has been made tonight. The Bahamas over Argentina. That's been all the time we got today. We got some reports coming out later. Stay tuned to us. Like, share, subscribe. Follow us for you. You want to see what's going on. You want the next one. You scout. You team manager. You general manager. You director, player, personnel. This is what you need to do. Grab your copy of this, Bahamian Basketball Yearbook. Grab your copy of the Bahamian Basketball Yearbook and stay tuned for our updates. That's been all the time we got for you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Hey. You did?